Everyone, I'm Kim Jacobs, host of the Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. You're watching Kim Jacobs Show. All right, everybody, guess what? Today is the day that I have my son, Ivan Jacobs, on with me today. I am super duper excited. So listen, everybody, make sure that you go ahead and grab your virtual seats and share the broadcast. Share the broadcast with everyone you know to let them know that my son, Ivan Jacobs, is here with me today. We're going to be talking about his backstory, talking about some things that he's had to overcome, some life challenges that he's dealt with throughout his journey already at the age of 21. He's only 21 years old, but he's had some interesting things that he's had to overcome already. And we're going to be talking about his weight loss journey. And a lot of times you all know that I put pictures up and I show you these things, but I do want to make sure that today that you get to hear from him directly. And Ivan, I know you're backstage and you're working to get your camera on, so I will wait until I see your camera connected, and then I will pop you in. In the meantime, everyone, people often ask, how do you stay connected with the Kim Jacobs Show? So I want to make sure that you know ways that you can always send your show ideas in, that you can stay connected with us, and you can be able to be a part of our program. And the way to do that, let me just go ahead and share this with you right quick. You can stay connected with us this way. And don't forget, go ahead and share the broadcast. All right, everyone, and we are back. And let me bring in my handsome son, Ivan Jacobs. How are you? Let me put you in here. How are you, Ivan?
I'm doing great. Thank you for that, Mom.
You're welcome. Listen, thank you for just being a gift from God in my life. I'm so honored to have you today.
Likewise, Mom. I know you're a gift for me too, so I'm ready. I'm excited for this.
You're excited for it? You listen, guys. Y'all have no idea. Ivan does more of the behind the scenes type of thing, and he is very disciplined young man. But to get on a whole show and do this, he's like, he got to love the person or have some strong like, right?
You guys step out of your comfort zone though. So, this is me trying.
Well, good. I'm so happy about that, Ivan. So, Ivan, I do want to give a formal introduction to you, just like I did with others. And I'm going to use what you actually shared, because I thought that was pretty profound that you wrote this up yourself here. And so Ivan Jacobs is a personal trainer who's lost 100 pounds through diet and exercise alone. And despite being diagnosed with cystic fibrosis at the age of 17 years old and having lower back surgery that immobilized him, he kept pushing forward. Now his goal is to help and inspire others. Ivan is a student at UNC Charlotte, and he's also one of 5 children, and he's just a warrior, to say the least. He is sponsored by Team Boomer Esiason Foundation, and he's also one of the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation ambassadors. So welcome, Ivan Jacobs, to the Kim Jacobs Show.
Oh, it sounds like a lot when you hear from someone else, but it's crazy. I'm happy to be here.
Well, great. I'm glad to have you here. Now, I want you to look at me, because I know you're looking at 3 or 4 screens over there, but you're not looking. Okay, so right there is me. Okay. So you can glance over, but look there. And I'm still mom, y'all. So I have to be mom, right? So Ivan, I want you, if you will, to just tell everybody that's watching today about Ivan Jacobs. Tell us how you grew up, a little bit about your backstory, because this show is all about how people balance all different aspects of their lives. And you've had quite a bit to balance in this short period of time that you've been alive. So take us back on your journey.
Okay, so you already said I have, 4 siblings. So I'm the second oldest. So as a second oldest, you have to be a role model to the younger siblings. And this is before I knew I had cystic fibrosis. I was still trying to be that role model figure for him. Being diagnosed with it definitely made me feel like I had to step up a bit, But the role never really changed. It felt like I'm still like that. that role of inspiration. I need to be inspirational for my siblings. I'm always really a family person, so I'm very close to my family. I'm here right now at the house, doing school virtually for the most part. So family first, in my opinion. I love working out. I love having my siblings work out with me. Jeremiah comes to the gym. I try to get him to come to the gym with me. He's been working, so it's a grind. But I'm trying to get him to, he's trying to gain 30 pounds, which is crazy. So it's a fun dynamic I have. I'm happy that I get to help my family members the way they need me to. There's a lot going on every day, but I enjoy it. So it's
Excellent. Yeah. And so when you were growing up, you really weren't focusing on any kind of illness or anything because you didn't even know, is what I'm understanding, right?
Yes, man. I kind of was just going through the motions, like how they make you go through the school system and stuff like that. It wasn't a bad experience for me. I couldn't tell what was going on with me. I did have some instances where, I'll be cramping up, where I'll be dehydrated or not being able to breathe during a test or something like that. And I thought that was normal. I thought that,
Well, you just thought it was anxiety. What did you think it was? Because you didn't know at that time that you had any kind of physical
I had no clue.
ailment.
I really thought it was just like, I was like, well, I'm getting some, I'm getting a cough or something. I don't know what's going on, but like, especially during the exams and stuff like that, I could not breathe at all sometimes. And especially with cystic fibrosis, there's a lot of buildup of mucus in your chest. And, I don't know if you've ever taken an exam, but you can't be making noise like that.
Right.
So I would try to, silence myself, but you can't silence that when you need to spit it up. So it's kind of like, it's a problem.
So when back in the day, when you were dealing with this type of mucus buildup and everything, you felt it was more anxiety related because of test taking.
Yes.
And
I thought it was anxiety. I thought it was maybe the weather. I had no clue. I play football, so it was like maybe it's just because I overtrained, or I had no clue what the cause was.
Interesting. And so but you did have somebody in your family that was living with a disease that all of us kind of rallied around. And because I'm the mom, I already know this. I don't know how I can interview you without being mommy, but being the fact that you knew one of your siblings lived with the disease state. Talk about that and how we as a family kind of supported her on that journey.
Well, Jayla's a fighter. She was diagnosed really young with cystic fibrosis, and she also has asthma and some other complications. So she's in and out of the hospital. She was definitely in and out of the hospital when she was younger. It was kind of scary to see her go and come like that. I didn't know why or how to. Knowing there's no fix for the problem was kind of aggravating. I would do what I had to do to try to help, but I can't really. It feels annoying because I can't do some, in some circumstances I can't do anything. Same with, with Gabriel and stuff, I can't do I can't do stuff in certain situations. So with Jayla, she's strong though. She's doing a lot better. I know the medications are helping her a lot, and that definitely explained. I don't know if I want to jump right into that, but I got sweat tested later down the line, and that explained what my problems were because I have the same disease.
Well, what made you, I would love to hear, and definitely everyone share this broadcast. Let people know that we're interviewing my son today, Ivan Jacobs, who's 21 years old. He's here. He is sponsored by Team Boomer, Esiason Foundation, and he's also a young man that has lost about 100 pounds on his own weight loss journey, which is having him be here today to teach people how to go about transforming our bodies and our minds by being true to you. And so that's what we're kind of talking about here today. But hearing your backstory, Ivan, you didn't know that you had any kind of disease state. You just knew your sister had it, which is Jayla. And so what happened that made you decide that a sweat test was even necessary? Because cystic fibrosis is something that people are diagnosed with at birth, and it's predominantly a male Caucasian type of disease. But only about 17,000 people in the United States, if I'm not mistaken, or the world, maybe, I don't even know the exact number worldwide, but I know it's around 17,000 African Americans that live with this disease. And we have 3 of them in our household.
Yeah.
So what made you get tested for cystic fibrosis?
Okay, well, it was a string of, I guess, problematic situations for me. Playing the football Friday night type stuff. I was starting at the time, so I was having a lot of instances where I couldn't make it to the third or fourth quarter of a football game. I think that halftime is when I would start feeling the problems the most. Is I would sweat so much under the pads, and with cystic fibrosis, when you sweat, well, for me personally, when you sweat, the salt doesn't go back into my body, so it's just it's a problem because it leads to dehydration and a bunch of other problems. So the one game in specific, though, it was so bad that I had to get escorted off the field or out of the locker room from like my teammates and stuff like that, and my coach. It's kind of embarrassing, but they escorted me from the locker room to the back of your car and to the back.
They were all shoving you in there. You were cramped up and stuff. They were getting you in there.
Joked around and stuff like that. But yeah, they crammed me in there. I actually had a nickname at the time. King Cramps is what they called me.
I was like, why do they keep calling you King Cramps?
I cramp a lot. So so yeah, it was bad. But that was like the most it was a scary time for me, It's good to look back and joke on it and stuff like that, but it was definitely a scary situation to be in when you can't move any muscle in your body without it cramping up. I'll be breathing right, and then I'd be cramping all of my lungs and stuff like that. I move my neck, I cramp my neck. It was scary. I couldn't move my fingers, so I was cramping everywhere, and that's what made me get tested, and that's how I found out I had cystic fibrosis.
And at that time, you were about this size because you were playing offensive.
Yeah. I was playing both, so I was heavier for sure.
How big would you say you were here in this?
Right here is when this was actually, the funny thing is, I was actually heavier than that.
I remember.
but this is when I was like 2 or 3 months in, and I was I started a challenge. Shout out to David Goggins. I was shout out to David Goggins, or Andy Frisella too. But that's when I started a bunch of mental and physical challenges where I started 75 hard, and I started taking photos of my body and documenting what I was doing. And that's when I really wanted to work on myself.
Wow. Okay. Wow. So, I mean, you've said a lot already, and we haven't even taken our first commercial break. So I'm impressed to be able to hear more of what you're going to be sharing. And I'm kind of learning something from you myself, even though I'm your mom, and I'm learning a lot about you even today on today's episode. So listen, everybody, today's episode, I want you to know it's sponsored by Hunter Everidge Law Firm. Hunter Everidge Law Firm is located in multiple states. So make sure that you all reach out to them if you're dealing with disability or injury or wrongful death of a loved one. 704-377-9157. And let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. And you'll be able to identify which location is closest to you. We're going to see their commercial. And we'll be right back, Ivan, to learn more about your journey with cystic fibrosis, which led you to this weight loss journey.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
I'm attorney Charles Everidge. I started out representing insurance companies until my father was seriously injured at work. 4 of his fingers were amputated. Our family went through a lot, so I know what you're going through as an injured worker. If you've been hurt on the job, call me now. I'll fight to get the workers' comp benefits you may deserve. I'll fight for you like family. Put my experience to work for you. Call 704-457-5000, the first call for injured workers.
Everyone, we're back and we're talking with my son Ivan Jacobs today about his weight loss journey, making a personal decision to lose 100 pounds. And he did no diet or exercise. I mean, only diet and exercise, no surgery. But guess what? We doesn't matter if a person had surgery or did it in this way. We support everyone on their weight loss journey, just so you know. All right. So Ivan, I know that we're kind of fast forwarding to the weight loss piece, but I do want to, let's talk about the weight loss. Talk to us about what made you decide that you're going to lose 100 pounds. And let me say this too. This is something that has to happen when you were talking about getting to the emergency room and stuff like that.
I'm not going to lie.
Talk to us about this.
Well, this, with the IV fluids and stuff like that, I told you about when I was cramping, I couldn't move any muscle in my body. This felt like heaven. I would go to sleep so depleted, right? And then I'd wake up and they would put like three to four IV fluid bags in my body. I wake up and I feel like a brand new person. And honestly, it was amazing for me. It's like, I don't know, I wouldn't recommend it. just hydrate and make sure you're having the right electrolytes and stuff like that, because you don't need it like I do. But it's a wonderful experience for me.
Well, so when you go to the hospital, like they rushed you, which I drove, so I remember rushing you to the hospital. You get there in the hospital, you're extremely depleted, and you're depleted of what?
I'm depleted of most electrolytes. It's like the sodium, all that kind of all the electrolytes really.
Okay.
And it's a lot of water, a lot of water too.
And salt depletion too.
It's mostly sodium and water.
Okay. So then when they give you the IV fluids, you are back to like, voila.
It's literally like a sponge. That's exactly what it is.
It's amazing to witness how they give you the IV fluids and you're back in business. But now because your sister had cystic fibrosis and we live with dealing with Jayla who has it, and so we know how it impacts her. But then also Jeremiah has cystic fibrosis. So the two of them are also CF ambassadors, and they speak and talk with Congress about ways to help children and adults that live with cystic fibrosis. So when you found out that you had it, what did it do for you?
At first, when I was 17 and I was diagnosed, it kind of changed my perspective on a lot. Basically, it's funny because I did a presentation on Jayla in my science class on cystic fibrosis and stuff like that, and how hard it was for her. But I never really turned that in on myself and realized how much I was struggling when it came to school, when it came to exercise and stuff like that. But it explained a lot. It's weird because being the oldest person in my family diagnosed with the disease, it made me feel like I now had an extra burden on me, which kind of overloaded me at the time. And it's weird. I didn't know I needed the treatment and stuff like that. I know it sounds bad because it's weird because I know I need it because I was struggling to breathe and stuff like that. But that's just that was my norm, So right. I didn't know that it could be changed, if that made sense.
Okay.
That's why at the first time I was diagnosed, I was like, they hooked me up to this big shaky machine. And then I don't know, I should have sent that video. I'm so sorry. But I was strapped up and just shaking all up and stuff like that. I was like, bro, I do not want to do this. Honestly, I don't want to do this. And then that wasn't even all of it. They put me on this respiratory thing that I have to sit there and do for 2 hours. And I was like, okay, 2 hours, I guess, isn't too bad. And they said it twice a day. I was like,
So you have to be able to have this shaky vest and be able to, this is an example of what I know I do have of you having to deal with cystic fibrosis. So you officially have to, I'm gonna take this image down, but you officially have that shaky vest, the nebulizer, and then what does it do? It shakes your lungs up.
Shakes your lungs up, breaks up the mucus in your lungs, in the tubes in your lungs.
So you made a decision that you wanted to start on a weight loss journey, and you just tell us what was that, like, that moment that said, this is it, I'm gonna just do it. And who does that? Just says, I'm gonna just do it and start losing 100 pounds. So talk to us.
My moment that I realized that I needed to lose the weight, it was actually kind of random. We had family coming down to play just come. They wanted to go to a park, and usually I'm like, honestly, I was about to say no. I was like, I have my setup here in my room. I was like, I'm just gonna stay inside. But then they said, we'll just throw the football around for a little bit. They might not be in town for a while, so I was like, I'll go and throw the football and have some fun for a little bit.
Okay.
And it's weird because when I went out there and started throwing the ball around and trying to move, I couldn't move. I couldn't move like how I wanted to. I realized I was after my back surgery. So I struggled to walk. I couldn't go for a catch. I couldn't catch up with my siblings or my younger cousins that were there. It was honestly embarrassing for me, and it made me feel.
I didn't know this.
It made me feel like a weak person. So I didn't like that situation that I was in.
Wow. So it was that day that you decided you were going to start changing.
It was that day. Yeah.
Wow.
It was that specific. So the funny thing is, if I hadn't went there, I probably wouldn't be the person I am now. So that's why I appreciate that invitation from my uncle that is, invited me to
Uncle Courtney.
Yeah.
So Courtney, you are inspiration to Ivan. And thank you so much for inviting every time you come in town, because Courtney has Courtney Wellness Companion. So anytime Courtney comes in town, everything is like outdoor activities, and he invites everybody to come out and do some fun family activities at the park or walking or trails. So that's pretty amazing. That's awesome.
I can't thank him enough, actually, because now I'm in a situation where I can help and inspire other people. So it means a lot to me.
Okay. So we have a lot of questions coming in. Let me also put here in the comment section the link. If anybody wants to pop on and ask Ivan a question directly, then you can definitely do that. Tamika says, hey, has the weight loss made the symptoms less severe with you with cystic fibrosis?
Definitely. Weight loss has helped me a lot when it comes to, breathing easier. Being 300 pounds, it's just, of course, and especially when you're sedentary and you're not moving as much, you're not going to be able to produce enough. I don't know how to explain this properly, but if you're overweight and you're not moving as much, you're not going to be able to, breathe in as much air as someone who, regularly does cardio and works out more often. So it has definitely helped me a lot.
That's interesting, because you're speaking from personal experience, which I love that. So you know what it's like being 300 pounds and what it's like being the weight that you are now, and what the difference was. So Tamika, great question. And let's pop some more questions up, Mackenzie, from backstage. Y'all share the broadcast too as well. Tamika also asked, do you self-administer or have a home IV care for your condition, or is it scheduled treatments at a doctor hospital?
Usually it's at the doctor or hospital. I don't think I'm advanced enough to know exactly how much to put inside my own body,
Good question. These are great questions.
I have been to recently, actually, with my mom. I have been to an IV clinic, and they're more advanced than I am, and they've helped me with that, and that helped a lot. They've actually put the electrolytes and all the fluid in my body. That's where the picture came from, actually. But never at home, usually at some clinic or hospital.
Yeah. And also, Tamika, because I have 3 children that do have cystic fibrosis, I will tell you that in instances where my daughter was in the hospital for 10 days and she was going to miss a month of school, they will assign us like a home health nurse, and that person will come and train me on how to administer some of the fluids and IVs and things that's needed. So even if Ivan didn't know how to do it, I'm trained to do it through the home health care nurses that come out and do a formal training for us. All right. So other questions. Let's see. Vanita came in and said, hey, wow, this is so interesting.
Thank you.
I don't know what WFH means, so you had to break that down for me. At any point, Kay Booker says, at any point did your mental health decline?
That's a good question. Definitely. I had some instances. My mom knows about it, of course. I had some problems with anxiety. With cystic fibrosis, how I told you with my lungs, there's a bit of a mucus. So there would be some nights where I would think that I wouldn't be able to breathe, which would lead to me thinking that I struggle. It was just like I felt like I was overwhelmed in a lot
Right.
of situations because I felt like it did maybe get worse a little bit from when I was in high school. That's why with the life expectancy being 44, that also gets to you as well. It basically says I'm already half of my halfway there. So of course I'm not, I don't think that's for me, but a lot of things can get to you. A lot of things can get to you with having diseases in general.
Okay.
I've been working on it, of course. Meditating, uh, realizing that I'm in this moment, and of course I'm in control,
Okay.
doing my treatments and everything I need to do. But yeah, definitely I've had some problems. I'm still working on some of the problems with cystic fibrosis when it comes to mental health. And
Okay. So I see some more questions coming in. So what we're going to do, and Felicia, we're going to take your question. Let me go ahead and take your question now. Ivan, would you say that you were initially in denial because you weren't experiencing the same issues as your sister?
that's
You're
exactly
on
what
Felicia. This is on Felicia.
that's exactly what it is. I was like, how do I have the disease that Jayla has when she was in the hospital, when she was diagnosed, when she like in and out of the hospital over and over again? It made no sense to me. So I was like, I don't think I need to do the treatments. I don't think I need to do. I
Yes.
don't think I need to do any of this stuff. I feel like it was a lie. I said I want to get retested, actually,
And you did. And
and I did, and and it was positive again. So yeah, I have it, but
well, what we're going to do is Mackenzie, I know I said one thing first. We're going to take a commercial break. And right after this commercial break, we have someone that wants to pop in and just say something to you for a
okay.
brief moment. Okay. They're backstage and we'll let them pop in right after this commercial break, everybody. Stay tuned.
Nothing says I love you more than final expense insurance whole life protection. With funeral advocacy nationwide, saving you and your family 30 to 80% off funerals and cremations. Nothing says I love you more than Get Insured Solutions, LLC. GetInsured.Solutions, 704-499-3616.
Pop this person in. I want to just go back. You said earlier in the broadcast that family is so important to you. And so those are some of the pictures that mean what to you?
It means everything. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just whenever I see pictures like this and stuff like that, it makes me feel at home because it's home to me. It's not where we live; it's the people you're around. So it means the world.
Wow.
Each and every one of you guys.
That's awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, come up on the stage for a moment. Who's backstage? If you could pop them in, Mackenzie, I'd greatly appreciate it.
Hey.
This is a family meeting. It feels like a family meeting, actually.
Yes, sir. Yes,
It's
sir.
a family meeting. Well, Frank, welcome to the Kim Jacobs Show. So glad that you came on to talk to our son. And so what would you like to say to him today?
Well, I'd like to say, first of all, you're a major inspiration, Ivan. Your transformation that you went through to get to where you are now has just been remarkable to watch. Your brother and all these crazy challenges y'all were doing that I thought were insane. You guys get it. And, just the ability to take something and take it to the next level is unreal. I remember I told Jeremiah, he asked me for a boat, and I said, Jeremiah, I'm not even sure that you can swim. And 3 months later, he's a lifeguard,
Right.
I mean, but those things come from things like what you are doing, Ivan, and him watching you. And then not only that, I have, after watching your transformation, I have been myself embarking on eating better and, higher protein, lower carbs, lower fat, and lower carbs and sugars. And just 3 months ago to now, I've dropped almost 40 pounds. And so it's just been that same illumination, the revelation that you gave that we could do this.
Right.
You know, now I don't have like 2 pair of pants that fit.
Exactly.
And there's some pants I gave you at one point.
That's true.
Absolutely.
So I just want to say congratulations to you, man. I love you. You're a great, great, great son and great inspiration, and you're a leader. And you lead by example, and I respect that. It's not, you don't say a whole lot, but I know this whole interview is making you uncomfortable. I know your armpits are sweating. I know you.
It's all good. It's all good. I'm trying.
But you lead by example, and I think that's a very important thing, and that's what leadership is about. Doing it, and even doing the hard things when people aren't watching. So great job, man. I love you. You know that, and I respect you greatly. I just wanted to get on and make sure I said that. I'm sitting in the Starbucks here in Rock Hill, but I wanted to say that to you, man. All right?
So thank you
My
for
man.
that. I appreciate that for real.
My man.
And good job
My
with your
man.
weight loss so far.
Thank you.
Congratulations
Appreciate
on your weight loss, Frank, and thank you so much for coming on and
sure.
sharing these kind words with our son. Okay.
Absolutely.
Anything else you want to say?
No, that's it. That's all I wanted to say.
Thanks,
All right. Thank
All
you,
right.
and
Bye-bye.
we appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
All
Sure.
right. I thought that would be a pleasant surprise for you to
Right.
have your dad pop on, because I know how important it is for him to be a part of everything that you're doing as well. Okay, so listen, Ivan, what tips do you have for people that are looking to start their weight loss journey? What
Okay.
advice, tips, anything that you want to share with people?
Well, I wrote some stuff down as well. Okay, so I'm gonna start.
Well, before you even start that, can you tell us how people can stay connected with you? I know you've given this information. Do you want to give a website or anything else?
This is perfect right here, actually. If you want to reach out to me about a consultation or just someone to talk to, my email is ivanjacobsfit@gmail.com, or my phone number is 704-960-2255.
Awesome. Awesome. And I know that we have a lot happening today, but I do want people to know what they can expect when they reach out to you, because Ivan, everybody, if you're tuning in or just tuning in, he lost 100 pounds. He was originally at this weight and then transformed diet and exercise into this weight. And so he's lost about 100 pounds, and he's now committed to helping others on your own weight loss journey. And so he's taking new clients. I'm one of his clients. So you all will see me personally transform under my son's leadership. And so what are people going to get when they start working with you on these sessions?
Okay. So basically, I'm gonna do a mix of course, one-on-one training. So I'm gonna help you guys individually, as well as having group activities and stuff like that, where we do a workout of the week or something like that, where we all get together and work out. Or also I do want to do it's gonna be mostly information based. So I want to teach you guys what it's like to change, because it's not going to be a quick thing. I want this to be a lifestyle change. So you're going to change your eating habits. You're going to change how you think about food. You know, it's not going to be a quick diet where you drop the weight and then, you know, you gain it right back. It's not, I don't see the purpose of that. So I'm gonna help you guys to get to know what you're doing when it comes to what you eat and how it affects your body.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm excited to help you.
You're going to be helping people. Excellent. Well, I'm excited about it. And I already started. So I just started today, y'all. So don't judge me. I don't want to hear nobody judging me. I just started today. And so y'all are going to get to see me transform. And Ivan's already showed me some tips and things that I implemented immediately. And he also got my weight, my official weight.
Yeah. Trust me, I'm not judging. I don't judge anybody about that kind of stuff. I know what it's like being there.
And look who back here laughing. I'm going to pull this person in, because they go ahead and pull that other person in, Mackenzie, back there laughing at me. I see you laughing. Let me see if we can get the other person pulled in. That's a surprise backstage for you.
What's going on?
How you doing?
Damn. How's everybody doing?
I'm doing good.
Doing great.
That's good. That's good. I'm super excited about you, Ivan, what you're doing and your transformation and how many people you're going to impact. It's a wonderful story, and your uncle is very proud of you, very happy for you.
Thank you. You're the one who caused it. You're the one who started it. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you.
Not a problem, man. Not a problem. I love what you said about the lifestyle. About 20 years ago, I lost about 100 pounds, and I've kept 80 of them off. you know, 20 years later. So it's a wonderful story. It's a wonderful journey, and it is a lifestyle. And you know, what you've been able to accomplish, and how many people you're going to help with your story is just amazing. It's so inspiring. So
Sure.
just keep doing what you're doing. There's so many people that need help.
That's
You know,
right.
So just lead with your heart, man. Lead with your
Right.
heart, and everything else is going to fall into place for you.
That's great. That's great information. Thank
Yep.
you.
Great advice, Courtney. And
Yep.
he actually said that one of the reasons, the main reason that he started this weight loss journey was why. Tell him, Ivan.
Oh, I said it was because that you invited us to the park, and if I wouldn't, I was actually not about to go. That's the funny part, and
You shook him up.
yeah, I'm glad I did, because that showed me I wasn't where I needed to be, and I needed something to change. So
I had your little cousin at the park yesterday, little Issa. She's only 5, and she wanted to go to the pumpkin patch, and we went to the pumpkin patch, and then we went and played tennis. You know, and I'm
Yes, sir.
teaching her right now, and it's helping her out a lot to be focused. And it's just so much when it comes to your health and just being active. Like, so yeah, the sky's the limit, man. You are going to help a lot of people. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see it.
Yes, sir.
And Courtney has a program, Courtney Wellness Companion, with 2 E's, Courtney Wellness Companion. So you all make sure you all follow him on all of his social media outlets as well. COURTENEE Wellness. I'm typing it, Companion. So make
What's
sure
up?
you all check him out.
I see my big bro there too. What's going on?
How you? Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too. You look good, man.
I am working on it. Working on Ivan's
Frank said he lost 40 pounds. So
That's crazy. I'm just looking at your video right now. I'm like, man, it looks like me without a beard.
yeah, y'all do resemble quite a bit. All right. Okay, so y'all can call each other. I'm gonna keep on with the interview.
All right.
All right.
All right, have a
Love
good one.
y'all. Peace
Thank
out.
you so much, Courtney, for popping on as
Thanks
his
for having
uncle,
me.
and thank you, Frank,
All right.
for popping on as a
Absolutely.
dad. You
Love y'all.
obviously are tremendous
both.
men in his life that he admire and respect. So thank you both.
Love you
Any
guys.
other comments?
No, just keep loving people. Just lead with the heart, man.
Yes, sir.
Everything else will fall into place.
Yes, sir. All right.
All right.
Peace out.
God bless you guys. God bless. All right. So we're talking with Ivan Jacobs, and Ivan is my son, who is here talking about his weight loss journey. Just wanted to surprise you with a few little pop-ups here or there.
I appreciate
And
it.
how did that make you feel?
I feel great. It's always good
Oh.
having. It's always like, honestly, Uncle Courtney's a great role model for me. He's a great man, and someone I aspire to be like. So.
Oh, okay. His village is so strong. He will do great things, Tamika said. Yes, he really is going to continue to do great things. Life back in the day, Dennis Spraggin says. He said, I love this, lead by heart. Mackenzie, you can pop those up. And Sir Ivan Jacobs want to live past 100? You want to live past 100?
Why not? I'm thinking the sky's the limit, honestly. As long as I live past 44, I don't want to live like the life expectancy. I don't believe in that.
That's
I'm like limiting myself to, what something on Google says.
That's, you know what, I'm glad you said that, because what Ivan is referring to is when we research people that have cystic fibrosis, there is like a life expectancy that's shared on that research. And so he wants to definitely defy those odds and not let life be limited based on just what he's hearing or reading about because of a disease state. So that's what he's referencing there.
There's all kind of limits that come with cystic fibrosis. It comes infertility, all kind of things, which honestly, I'm gonna leave that kind of stuff up to God, not to what
Yes.
to what most or the statistic is.
I love it. You're going to leave that to God, not based on a statistic. And I'm honored to hear you say that. So what advice do you give people that are looking to just jumpstart their weight loss journey? They may not know where to begin.
Okay.
What can you share with them today?
Well, if I keep talking about quick tips and stuff like that, I would say, of course, weight loss is about being in a calorie deficit. So you want to be using more energy than you're eating or you're consuming.
The weight loss is about being in a calorie deficit. Okay, that's an important tip.
I'll focus on eating more protein, because building muscle is what the goal is. You want to have as much muscle in your body as possible, because then the more muscle you have, I say it's simplified. The more muscle you have, the more food you can eat. People want to eat all that food, but the thing is, they're not using the energy that they're consuming.
That's interesting. So do you recommend focusing on the weight loss first and then building the muscle?
No, you can do both. So most people are untrained. Like when we're talking about being trained, I'm talking about having a specific structured program you're following when it comes to working out and stuff like that. So you can definitely build muscle while you lose weight, and
Okay.
especially most beginners can do that. So I would suggest basically being in a slight calorie deficit and then eating more protein and working out, and making sure is a whole other thing, but make sure you're progressively overloading.
Progressively overloading? I don't know what that means.
Oh, I'm sorry. Make sure you're making the workouts a little bit more difficult week to week, month. Yeah.
Okay. So progressively overloading your workouts.
Yes.
Okay. But this is all stuff you will teach people.
Yes. I'm gonna help people one-on-one with this kind of stuff.
Okay. And so how can people actually get a consultation with you?
Just reach out to me on Ivan at ivanjacobsfit@gmail.com, and then we'll get it situated and we'll find a time that works for both of us. And it's probably gonna be like a Zoom call, most likely. I do have Discord, so I could probably send the Discord link to them, and we'll just do it from there.
Well, I know I started today, and also my mom started today, and we have several other people that have joined in that also started today. So how many clients are you going to even be able to take? Because it's some people that already started with.
I'm taking 10 people. I'm taking 10 clients.
Y'all better jump in, get in, like let Dr. Lotus say where you fit in. So you definitely want to go ahead and get your consultation book if you want to be one of his first 10 clients. And he's doing this. He's proven that he can do this and do it well. Ivan Jacobs.
I can do it. I'm gonna help you guys one-on-one, and then also I'm gonna have. I told you guys the one-on-one on the group. I do want to have a group session where we can. I'm gonna work it out with all you guys, but have a group session where we do talk about a different topic of the week, and we're gonna go in depth with it so that you guys all understand what this is about week to week. I want you guys to note take and stuff like that, so we can all become healthier people and understand this stuff better.
That's good. Okay, I'm looking very much forward to it. And so, wow. Okay, so now you were in the middle of giving tips. One of the tips was the calorie deficit is required, and that's probably speaks to why I went through like an 8-week boot camp.
Yeah,
I was out on the ground 5-something in the morning, crawling, scarring my hands, doing all manner of stuff, only to lose 1 pound.
Yeah,
I was like, what?
See, you can't out-train a bad diet. A lot of people say that, and that's technically true. There are a few cases where a lot of people burn a lot of calories and they can eat a lot more food like that. But most people, they can't physically keep up. They can't keep that high level of intensity of training to where they eat so much or anything they want. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Boot camps and stuff like that. If you don't change what you're eating, you're not going to see the results that you want to see.
Interesting. That's really important to know. So you have to do something with your diet in order to see the results.
I would say diet is honestly one of the most important things when it comes to getting to where you want to go, when it comes to your body and your physique and your goal body weight.
That's a great quote I don't know where you got that. Is that from you or wherever? But the point is you're right.
I don't know who said it, but
you can't out-train a bad diet. Mr. Ivan Jacobs. I love it. I love it. Yes. Awesome information, Athena said. Let's pop some of these comments up, Mackenzie, before we take our next commercial break. Let's see. His village is strong. Diet is 80%. Now, you all know Tracy Randolph is our reset coach here on the Kim Jacobs Show. And she says diet is 80% of all of this. So make sure that you all comply with what our expert, Tracy Randolph, the reset coach, says as well. Thank you, Tracy, for being here to support my son today. All right. Who else? I see my mom. My mom said, hey, I love you. I started this morning too. And I promise I am not going to be a hard-headed client. Be gentle with me now. I'm your grandma and I enjoy doing my workout, but I am proud of you.
Thank you, Grandma. I appreciate that.
That is awesome.
I'm glad to be helping you both.
I'm glad to be one. I promise I'm really glad to be one of your clients. Super, super glad about that. And speaking of grandmas, let me put these pictures up here too, because you have two amazing grandmoms. And what advice would you even give to people that have this much family support and love?
I would say use it. Family or just a support system in general can go a long way. Uh, at first, I thought I was doing this alone, but then I realized I had Jeremiah right beside me, and he was there the whole weight loss. He was in the gym with me. He wasn't losing weight; he was gaining weight. But
So you can teach. That's a good point because Jeremiah is very lean already, and so you can teach people. Jeremiah is this. He's like
he wants to be where I'm right now. I'm 190 pounds. He said he wants to gain. He wants to be 190. He's 165. So I can help him gain weight too. If it depends on what your goal is,
So you're helping him bulk up.
Yeah, he wants to put 30 pounds on. So we have to do that in a smart way, of course, but I can help him with that.
And then with Frankie, which Frankie's probably lost about 30 pounds from this picture already.
Yes, he's done a great job. He's been meal prepping and stuff like that. So he's dedicated too.
That's Ivan's oldest brother. Just so you all know, he does not have cystic fibrosis. Him and his other two siblings, Jeremiah and Jayla, are the ones that do live with cystic fibrosis. But they're kicking it in the head. They're warriors, and they're doing some wonderful things together. All right, so you can't. I love the fact that we already said this. You can't outtrain a bad diet. That's just a great comment. And I see you all sharing the broadcast. Thank you all so much. How long are you accepting new clients?
That's a good question. I mean, I'm accepting. I think I'm going to have it to where I have different starting points, of course. So
that's a good answer because this program goes for like 4 months right here that we're in, right?
Yes. I don't want people to just come in mid. The way it's structured is I'm going to be teaching people different points where I feel like I need to have these things taught to you guys. So I can have different beginning points, but probably. I think this week, is probably after the deadline. After this week is when I'm gonna have another deadline to accept more people.
That's good. Lots of love and support pouring in. We see you all, Dennis. I see you, Tamika. I see you, Dr. Peggy. I see you, your Aunt Felicia. She said, "I'm so excited about my transformation to come under your leadership, nephew." She's going to be one of your 10 clients, and somebody said, "No judgment here. No judgment here."
No judgment.
Congratulations, Ivan. We're so proud of you. Dr.
Thank
Peggy
you.
Johnson said it. Somebody else said this is so informative, and this is a very young, wise man.
I appreciate that.
I love how this family is lifting each other up and they are there for one another. My mom said, "Good morning." Your grandma says, "Ivan, this is a great show, and I'm very proud of you, and I'm very interested in your True You Gym program. I am happy that you're my grandson and my trainer, and I love you all." All right. Any other tips that you were going to share? I didn't want to stop you with.
Yes, I did actually. Okay, so it says never make the same mistake twice. Okay, so for that one, I said never make the same mistake twice because I do think it's all about habits,
Right.
Creating the right small habits. Just start small with it and create the right habits. Because if you make the same mistake twice, then that leads into the maybe this isn't for me, or maybe this is too hard. So you just need to start small, of course, but saying I'm mixing two different topics. I'm sorry. I said
that's okay.
I wrote two different things
because they're very helpful.
I wrote two different things. I said never make the same mistake twice, and then build the right habits.
Okay, so never make the same mistake twice. What do you mean by that?
I'm saying usually when you make the same mistake twice, then it kind of starts snowballing into a bunch of other negative connotations. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
You're like, okay, if I don't go to the gym 2 days in a row, like, wow, okay, I might as well not go for the week.
You get what I'm saying? I get it. So if you make one mistake and say, today I'm drinking whatever or doing whatever,
exactly,
do it again, and next day, then you're making the same.
I can do a bunch of examples. Another example is when you eat the first Oreo or the first bite of a cake or something like that, and then now I have to eat the whole cake. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, I get it. So it's not like you you can't have the Oreo or the cake, but you just got to do it according to modification.
Moderation.
Moderation. Okay, I said modification because I'm modifying a lot of stuff to be up. Y'all gonna see me transform. You're gonna be like,
I'm saying, I like having, snacks and stuff like that too. I like, having like a day off from the gym. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just when you start having that snowball effect, it is a problem. When you start making the same mistake over and over again, it leads into a whole situation. Now
I love this advice.
You're right back to where you started. Because you didn't, do it properly. Yeah.
I love this advice, Ivan. Any other tips that you want to share?
I said start small. So with that one, you can kind of link that with the habits as well. Start small is when you want to try something new. So for this weight loss thing, I'm gonna have it to where you're not. I'm gonna have it to where people aren't crushing themselves in the gym. Start small and then do that small thing as hard as you can. Because if you have if I had to where you go in the gym and you try everything out and you're crushing yourself, you're not going to want to do that again. Even if you do it, you know what I mean? It's just it's not worth it to you. It's the risk. You have to weigh the risk and the rewards and stuff like that. I read this book called Atomic Habits, and the way to make the right habits that you want in life, you need to make it small, just have a small starting point, and then attack that as hard as possible. And when you conquer that, and you see that you can do that consistently for over a small amount of time, increase it just by a little bit. And then after a few of those increases, you'll realize that you're at the top where you want it to be.
Okay. I love what we're saying here. We're getting ready to take a commercial break. Today's episode is also sponsored by Silver Shield Security, 704-440-4688, silvershield-security.com. You can put Tone X and get a special discount. So we'll be right back, everybody. And I want to hear more about what inspired you and some things that happened with someone that you love very dearly and how that kind of kicked you into a new outlook on life. So when we come back, we're going to hear more from Ivan Jacobs, my son. I'm so honored that you're on today. I'm trying to keep my composure.
That's fine.
We'll be right back, everybody. Wow.
I have peace of mind with Silver Shield Security, which has been protecting my family and home, along with servicing the Carolinas for over a decade. Silver Shield Security knows the importance of convenience and safety. Whether you live in an apartment, a home, or run a business, they are here to protect you from unwanted intrusions and fires. Call now at 704-440-4688 or visit the website at www.silvershield-security.com. You can use my promo code #ToneX and get 1/2 off your installation price. Don't forget to ask about the new no money down options. Let Silver Shield Security help to give you peace of mind, just like me and my family, and keep your business safe.
All right, everyone, we are back. We're talking with my son, Ivan Jacobs, and you do have comments coming in as well. One came from your Uncle Jay. He said, man, Ivan is just doing a great job on this interview. He was texting, man, you did amazing on this interview.
Let me know if I'm rambling too much. I know I know how.
No, you're not doing anything but just sharing some wonderful words of advice and great tips. And actually, Tracy, our reset coach expert, said you are dropping some gems.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And she's an expert on the show, so she knows what she's talking about. Start small and do that as hard as you can. I like that, Dr. Peggy said. Making the small adjustments leads to big victories, Athena said.
Exactly.
And I absolutely love your family on both sides. You are going to do very well with your True You Gym. All right. So, Ivan, tell us about, I know you had a very close relationship with one of your siblings, and I'll put this picture up and share a couple of just some photos here, but just talk to us about one of your brothers that inspired you as well on your journey.
Well, Gabriel, me and Gabriel were tight. We did everything together. I know you know how even in the family there's there's the closest, we were close. We were the closest ones together. We were on the same school bus, same team, even though he was like 2-3 years younger than me. he would still go play.
He was a giant.
He's big. He was my size and bigger than me. So basically, he'll play up. And then sometimes I was like, okay, bro, why are you playing with me? You know? I was like,
Right, well, that's a balance tip, everybody. Just so you know, as a mom, I've made it where he played up because he was so big anyway. He might as well play up. But I even got annoyed by that. He was like, "Look at that kid. He's not my age. Why is he playing up on my team?" Go ahead.
No, the funny thing is, it wasn't even bad that he was playing with me. It's just sometimes he was good. He was bigger, right? So it's just that sometimes we would play basketball, baseball, all this stuff is like, you know, formal teams and stuff like that. It's just that he wasn't really good at basketball, and it was funny because it was all right though. But it was fun having him there though, because it was like having, I don't know how to explain it, someone right beside you that you could lean on and trust and love, you know, and you know that will be reciprocated. And he passed away a few years ago, so he passed away 7 years ago now, which is still crushing, of course, to me. But it's one of those things I can't do anything about. You know, I miss him, and I know that, you know, he's in a better place, but it's still annoying to me, of course. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. I will leave that topic alone because I know how delicate that is for you. But Ivan and Jeremiah, amongst all of our children, the two of them were the closest and did everything together. Taekwondo, basketball, football, baseball, you name it. They were together. And so inseparable. You didn't see Ivan without seeing
I should have sent you this one picture where
Go ahead and send it to me. We have time.
Okay, fast.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
So listen, everybody, we're talking with Ivan Jacobs, my son, and I want you all to know that he's taken 10 clients to help you transform your body, whether it's weight gain or weight loss, because with my son Jeremiah, he's helping him on his weight gain journey. With our son Frankie, he's helping him on a weight loss journey, and Frankie's lost about 30 pounds under Ivan's leadership so far. And I, along with his grandma, we're going to be his clients. We started today. If you too want to join us on this journey, and you can reach out to him at ivanjacobsfit@gmail.com, ivanjacobsfit@gmail.com, or you can call him at 704-960-2255. Now, many people ask too, how do you all stay connected with the Kim Jacobs Show? Let me also let you know that the views expressed here are just the views of Ivan individually or myself individually, does not always reflect that of the Kim Jacobs Show, CTR Media Network, or Believe in Your Dreams. And also, if you're looking to support our program, we come on every day, you guys, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Just like any other broadcast that comes on daily, you need financial backing and support. Our program is strictly ran from community supporters like yourself. So please make sure that you choose a way to support the Kim Jacobs Show and partner with us. We know that we do have some partners, one of which is Ella Spratley, my mom. She's a heavy contributor, along with Allison Skeet, who definitely is a contributor as well. We have lots of people, and I always will give shout outs. So keep that in mind. If you ever want to support, Jay Nolan recently supported, and lots of people, Elijah Pryor, you name it, people are supporting the Kim Jacobs Show. We thank you. Okay. All right. So Ivan, you sent me that picture?
Yeah, I emailed it to you.
Was there anything that you wanted to say that you didn't get a chance to say on this broadcast that maybe you had planned to say?
No, I'm just excited to help people. I'm really excited to be training people. I think that's a big milestone for me, and I know I can get them the results they want. So, and build the right connections with the clients. So I do want to say actually thank you or shout out to Boomer Esiason Foundation. I'm wearing the shirt right here. You can probably see it. Yeah,
we can see it. Yes.
Shout out to them. They've allowed me to inspire a lot of people, and shout out to the Boomer Esiason athletes as well. They're great people, and I'm excited to be a part of their foundation. So
okay, I want to put that here. Thank you, Boomer Esiason Foundation, for sponsoring Ivan Jacobs, and that's no that's no easy accomplishment. There are only a select number of students around the world that have been selected. And what does it even mean to be represented by Boomer Esiason Foundation, or to be representing the Boomer Esiason Foundation?
Well, I like to believe that you're representing something bigger than yourself. You know, there's a lot of young kids with cystic fibrosis out there who need someone to look up to. And if I can be that for anyone, that would be a huge, step in the right direction for me. That'd be a huge achievement. So that's my goal, is to help people. So if I can help anyone, that's my goal. So
excellent. And so what is your philosophy pertaining to children and adults that have so-called life-limiting disabilities? What's your theory surrounding that?
I would say it's only limiting if you believe it is limiting, I know that there are some that are crippling, and they're hard. It's not, I'm not gonna lie, it's hard, but you can start, so I would say just to believe in yourself, because your mindset is everything. If you say something, that's what you believe. So just speak positivity, speak strength, and that's what will come to you, in my opinion.
Excellent. And then also, I know that you are also a CF ambassador. And again, people are just kind of mesmerized by the fact that you have been diagnosed at the age of 17, and then you've just kind of taken this ball, the reins, and you've ran with the ball moving forward, full speed ahead, or taken the bull by the horns and you've driven full speed ahead. Mm-hmm. So you want to say anything about the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation and how you also serve as a CF ambassador?
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much for the CF Foundation. I recently got to speak at an event at Truist Field, and that was amazing. It was also, I was pretty nervous, of course, because speeches are something I need to work on. But I'm excited. I was excited to spread the message, spread awareness, and get some funding for the CF cure. So.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm happy to be of any help towards that foundation, and thank you so much for allowing me to be an ambassador.
Excellent. And I did find that picture that you were looking for that you sent me, and so I'm gonna pop that up right now. Here you go.
Okay, I know it's a lot going on in this picture, but this is a night where we were all stayed up pretty late, and we were all hearing stuff around the outside of the house. So we all it shows how tight we were as siblings. We all cuddled up into one bed, and then I think Jill was already sleeping, so we were all on top of each other, like in one small, like queen size bed. It was funny, but that's how tight we were as siblings. That's how tight we are.
Okay, I'm gonna do everything I can not to cry on this episode, so I'm doing my best. Okay, mm-hmm. But yeah, y'all are very, very close, even to this day, as siblings, and we as your parents. I'm honored to be your mother, and I'm grateful that God would choose you to be my child. And so I try not to personalize this too much, where it'd be like, "Hey, baby, I love you," but I'm so glad to see the young man that you have become already. And I cannot even imagine what the future still holds for you, because you are such a disciplined force in our family. You're a great leader. You're more of a soft-spoken force, but you definitely have words of wisdom and encouragement. And you are truly an inspiration in our family. And I just can't thank God enough for you. You individually, not just collectively, because I talk about Gabe, I talk about Jayla, I talk about Jeremiah, talk about Frankie, and you, Ivan. You bring so much value and so much joy and so much discipline and love and everything. You're everything I would want in a child wrapped into one. I'm so grateful for you.
Thank you, Mom. I appreciate you just as much. And trust me, I really do. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, I love you.
I love you too. All right. Any other advice, tip, final comments? Anything?
I want to help people more about the weight training too. I say calorie deficit, but also make sure you're weight training. Or a lot of people don't want to go to the gym, so you can do some stuff at your house. If you want a home program or something like that, I can also help with that. But I would say just make sure you're using your muscles. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but okay.
Well, and I know this is a real small tip, but I know stuff that you do when you're going to be training people that's very creative and out of the box. Like, can you give an example of how like you'll use yogurt in place of something else? Tell
There's
like
all kinds of I like to call them alternatives. They're not bad. It's just well, I like them. Sometimes mom's looking at me like, I don't know about that one. But I was trying to send you one of the videos that didn't go through. But one of the examples is you can mix cauliflower with rice, or like one serving of rice or something like that, to increase the volume
Oh, that's good.
of the rice you're eating.
Okay.
And it tastes just like you're eating more rice, but it's less calories than eating a huge serving of rice. Or
Okay.
I like to mix my cauliflower sometimes oatmeal. It increases the volume of the oatmeal I'm eating, and that your protein powder in it. And all these are going to be recipes I'm going to have on my Discord and stuff like that for my clients. But there's all kind of alternatives. I know you like to say the Greek yogurt one instead of the sour cream. That's also another one. There's all kind of alternatives. Just making sure, it's kind of just making the right decisions. You can still, of course, if you want. No, I need like some people are saying like, no, I need the sour cream. I don't want anything else, or I want the Haagen-Dazs, or nothing else, and that's okay. Just make sure you're eating that whatever you want in moderation, or like how to fit it in to what you're doing, or not eating in excess, if that makes sense.
I love that, because I love how you've done that already with me. You're not taking away the things that I really enjoy, but you're saying you just make sure I do it according to the appropriate size that would allow me to still be in a caloric deficit.
Yeah, I don't like to call it a diet, because it's not really a diet. It's just eating a little bit less than you're used to eating, so that you lose some of the body fat that you need to get rid of. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, I love it. I love it. And I thank you so much, Ivan, because this has been, I do see a video that you did send me, and I'll play that real quick, but I got to figure out how to pop it in. I don't know. Oh, it's a file. Okay, hold on. Let me share this with you. I don't know. Is it a workout video or something?
It's not really, it probably is just a workout video, but I can't. It's all good.
Okay. Do you want me to play it or no?
Sure. It's me squatting, I think. I know what you needed.
Okay, let me see. I'll share the video file. That's what I'm going to share. There it is. And pop that up. And then we're going to get ready to. Here we go.
All right. Video like that. I didn't cut it down, though. I'm sorry.
That's you?
That's me today.
That's you today?
Yeah. I could have seen a better video, honestly.
That's a lot of weight. How much weight is that?
350 pounds.
Oh my God. That don't even seem
Oh yeah, but what I would say about this right here, while I'm doing this, important. You can do that. But what's important about heavy compound movements and stuff like that, and make sure you're bracing properly.
Yeah, do not try that at home.
Make sure you're bracing is taking oxygen in pretty quickly in your diaphragm and then tightening it. So it's like you're using your diaphragm or your stomach area as like a place where it basically gives you stability. It gives your spine and your whole body stability when you're doing heavy squats and heavy deadlifts and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, I think this has just been incredible. I can't wait to try all of the new foods and stuff. On your Instagram account, what is your IG account? What is
Ivan.major?
Ivan.
I can check.
Major. What?
Ivan.major1.
And that's on Instagram, right? Oh, you're on TikTok too, but okay. Because I see images on your Instagram. I'm going to go here to these images.
I can probably change that soon.
I don't know how to get to on Instagram. Let me see. It's Ivan.major1 on Instagram. I see all of your videos and stuff, so Let me see. Instagram. Okay, Instagram. I was gonna share it, but I don't know how. How do I go to my Instagram account? There it is. Oh, I'm on Gabe's Heart. Okay. Kim Jacobs, the Balance Doctor. That's what I am. All right. And then Ivan, you said, what is it?
Ivan.major1.
Oh, I see. Okay. Ivan.major1.
Yeah.
I just was going to pull that up right quick before I see it. I'm going to pull that up. And did you share all of the tips that you wanted to share for right now, and tell people how they can stay connected with you one more time while I'm pulling your Instagram?
Okay. If you want to stay connected with me, reach out to me at ivanjacobsfit@gmail.com, or you can text me at 704-960-2255. That's all the tips I wanted to share right now. I'm gonna help the people out more. If you reach out to me, I can make it more individualized and stuff like that.
Oh, perfect. That's what I'm gonna do. Y'all can go and check out his own Ivan Jacobs thing on Instagram too, because he has a lot of different recipes. It's Ivan. What is it?
Oh, Ivan. Oh, Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Ivan.major1.
Okay, Ivan.major1 on Instagram, y'all, because it's a lot of different things over there that have recipes and stuff at Ivan.major1 on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ivan, I've enjoyed this time. I don't want to let you go, even though we live in the same house. And I will show this last video.
Always ask people, what if the opposition and adversity that you've been dealt isn't even about you? What if the challenges you're facing are not even about you? What if it's to bring somebody else closer to God? What if it's to improve somebody else's relationship with God? What if it's to fortify somebody else's faith through the way that you handle the opposition and adversity and respond to it? Like, I firmly believe when we deal with things.
You guys. That's today's episode, Ivan. I love you with all my heart.
Same. Thank you so much for having me on the show, Mom. Hopefully I helped somebody. I had a great time.
All right. That's today's show, everybody. God bless you all. Have a great one. I love you, baby. Hello, everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of The Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on The Kim Jacobs Show.